Yes. Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to STAR. Welcome to a new year and a new semester. So with this semester, if you guys were here last time, you know that we voted for a new bridge crew because there were a lot of complications with the last one. So we're just going to give you a very quick introduction of the new bridge crew. I'm the captain. I'm Hammer. I'm majoring in game design, and my favorite sci-fi franchise is Star Trek.
Hi, Mike Sarlo. I'm the oh my god, first officer. Hi, I thought vice president for a minute. Wow. And this is my favorite. My Star Wars is my favorite franchise.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm the ops officer, and I'm also not wearing a Star shirt. I will. And my favorite franchise. I'd have to go with Firefly. Yeah.
Good choice. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the engineer. I'd say my favorite franchise would have to be Halo.
Yeah.
Watch. And hi, I'm Logan. I'm the new comms officer. Major is film production, and my favorite franchise is Star Wars.
Awesome. Take it away.
And with that said, time to do my comms officer business. Hooray! So welcome to the first mission of the semester. We'll be discussing in 2019 and basically how science fiction has predicted what our lives will be like in 2019. And and in another 2 weeks, we'll then be discussing Nintendo and sci-fi. We have cool STAR t-shirts, as you can see I'm wearing right now. And so is our captain here. Hey.
Does it come with the sash?
Unfortunately, it does not come with the sash. Sash sold separately.
From a different supplier as well.
So if you want to purchase a t-shirt, you can talk to our ops, Aaron, over there. But if you also want to get a t-shirt a lot cheaper, you can also become a member of STAR, in which you can get a lot of perks, such as a discount. Like I said, you get discounts towards the t-shirts. You can get we can buy tickets for you for our movie events, and you also get a discount for StarFest. So yay! We also have a bunch of nifty sodas that we sell, so you can fill up for twice. We've got Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Sprite, and we still have that very lonely Coke Zero Cherry that really needs a home. So yeah, we have those available. I buy that for $1. It's ironically our price for our sodas. So yeah, $1. So yeah, with that, we can start the mission. Woo!
So how was break?
Thanks for breaking into tension, Ava.
You didn't answer my question.
It was fine.
That's good.
I mean, fine doesn't equal bad.
No, but it's like if 100 is great, it's like 45.
Most things are neutral, so you can expect everything to be great.
Yeah. Well, how was your break, Ava?
It's okay. It's beautiful. Okay.
How's your cat?
My cat's great. How's his name? Her name is Tonks. Yeah, she's a member of STAR.
What is she looking at?
She's a little black cat. She's at least a lieutenant now. Hmm.
Do you pay,
I think she's lieutenant.
do you pay her membership as well?
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, look at that. It's up. All right. Speaking about things that isn't really great, 2019, everyone. So it's a brand new year, brand new start for a lot of us, and there's a lot to look forward to in 2019. We got Avengers Endgame, we got Star Wars Episode 9. I don't know what else is happening in 2019. Just those two things apparently. Wait, no, that's not true because according. Yeah, maybe.
Probably not.
Let's be real, Zach. That game's probably not getting released for another like 5 years.
Continuation of the Unbreakaverse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
No, we got Glass.
I know it's called
Oh,
East Whale 117
Season
universe.
2 of Star Discovery.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Is this on Milana, of course? All right. So, anyways, so yeah, there's a lot of new things in entertainment that we obviously look forward to in 2019. However, according to science fiction, there's a lot of like big advancements that's going to come to our society. And as we have learned from science fiction, they are never wrong about the predictions of the future. Except for that one movie about the time traveling car. Where's our damn hoverboards? All right, well, let's start with a simple one. In 2019, Batman's going to retire. Sorry, everyone. So,
I mean, man, Affleck sounds like he's gonna
right. So, according to the animated series Batman Beyond, in 2019, middle-aged Bruce Wayne hangs up the cowl of being Batman after he almost pulls a gun on a thug who got the best of him. And the reason why a thug was able to best Batman is because, well, Batman's old.
He's also having a heart attack.
Was he having a heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's even more depressing.
He was in the middle of a heart attack, which is why he had to grab a gun to defend himself.
Yeah, but so when he grabs a gun and he's shocked that he almost resulted to the thing that he detests the most. So then he's like, "I'm done," and he hangs up the cowl and then retires from Batman for the next. And then we have no more Batman for the next 30 years, I believe, until Terry McGinnis. I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good, like, that couple decades.
It's a generation.
Yeah. And like Starlo said, it kind of reflects it now, in a way. So yeah, maybe, so it's just a little bit off, I guess. But yes. So see, sci-fi's accurate. Batman's retiring.
Does this mean Ben Affleck is gonna have a heart attack?
Oh God.
Well, he's not gonna die.
Does this mean that Ben Affleck is going to pull a gun on us sometime?
He's already pulled a gun. Have you not seen Batman versus Superman?
no one watched that. Who has the right one?
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
I've watched it.
I mean, I remember like 10% of that movie.
It could have been good if they had built up to it, but they're like, no, they've got all these Avenger movies. We've got to make our own.
I mean,
You gotta
yeah.
build up. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say this, Ben Affleck wasn't the worst part of those movies. I'll say that, but that's not saying a lot.
What do you think the worst part was?
The saving grace was one of
Oh, their mom's having
Plot.
Their mom's having that was so dumb.
That was like such a good idea for a plot point that was executed so poorly that no one can use it ever again.
Like honestly, I'm surprised no one thought of it before that movie.
Like, you could have a shit idea, but if you execute it good, it's like, okay.
It's like, wait, the mom's the same name? Like,
And no one used that as a plot point.
oh my God, they have the same name for.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
Let me figure it out.
And then they.
I like it how as a comic fan, I didn't realize that until that moment. Then I was like, wait a minute, wait. Oh my God! I've always thought of-
How often do you hear Mr. Spaghetti? I'm talking with first name. You just.
I think it's not the same, but like, everyone just.
Anyway, so unfortunately, Batman's it's not gonna be relevant for the next 20 years or so. So, but hey, we got Aquaman now in his full mane. Anyways, moving on. So according to Blade Runner, in the future, Los Angeles will become a dystopian noir landscape. So to specify what kind of noir, what kind of dystopia we're talking about. In the year 2019, Los Angeles becomes overly populated, lacks resources, it's always wet, it's overruled by advertisement. So far, it's pretty accurate, except for the part that it's being wet.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of the war, where the sun's always shining and it's becoming a problem.
And it's on fire.
I mean,
And there's no.
you can still say Los Angeles is still a dystopia, and I would definitely say it's like ruled over by advertisement.
The two things we know is that it's opposite of wet and it is overpopulated, so it's good enough.
I mean, there are lack of resources. Like that place barely has any water over there.
Yeah, it's because of Florida.
Guess that.
So this used to happen in 2019. So what I'm hearing is my plans to make Starfest Cyberpunk for next year are going to work.
Okay.
I guess.
Oh my God, we have to stop telling us.
I guess also too is that they predicted. Also, did we have like billboards like that? Obviously not holographic, but did we have? I know we have like things like.
Yeah, it's basically part of Times Square.
Yeah, like we didn't have it around when the movie came out, right?
No, we didn't.
So yeah, so at least it got that right. Not flying cars. But however, another big thing that's going to happen according to Blade Runner is that we will be going back and enslaving artificial humans called replicants. So yeah, they're basically humans they're not really humans, I guess, but they're like, okay, so like I said, they're artificial humans made by the Tyrell Corporation in which they do our mundane tasks. We enslave them as such. Because slavery is always the best option and stuff.
Weren't they not supposed to be sentient originally? Or were they always supposed to be?
No, they're not supposed to be sentient. They're just supposed to be emotionless machines doing our every will. Unfortunately for the Tyrell Corporation, some replicants became sentient. And then the replicants that became sentient be like, hey, you know what? I don't like being a slave. Let's leave. And so they're like, you know what? No. And they sent out a Blade Runner, Harrison Ford, to dispatch them. Because how dare replicants want to
retire them?
Yes, retire. Because how dare replicants want to be free?
They can retire to a nice farm upstate, to Rome, green grass.
With electric sheep, right? So yeah. So I'll say this: we can't really say that we don't have replicants because replicants look so much like humans. So like, who's to say that replicants aren't already among us? Like, heck, replicants can be with us right now. Zachary could be a replicant. That explains why he works so hard for Star.
I mean, statistically, if anyone
We do have sex robots now.
What?
We do have sex robots now, which I feel like are prototype replicants. So we're on our way.
That is true.
Robot slaves.
I'm ready for the next slide.
Robots don't have feelings.
Also, I know we're going to find cars, but I don't trust anyone on the road. I don't trust them flying through the sky.
I think that's why we don't have flying cars.
Exactly
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
Give me some time.
So yeah. So we can't really say. So replicants, who knows? They could be among us. Another thing that's probably kind of closer replicants, clones. According to the movie The Island, we're going to start organ harvesting out from clones. Clones. Which, if you don't know, The Island is it's a Michael Bay film, and like all Michael Bay films, it's not good.
Are there explosions?
Yes.
Great. Is it subtle?
No.
Sounds like Michael Bay.
Like okay, so according to the premise, a society of young hot clones live in an isolated compound. Yes, especially the hot and young part, because Michael Bay.
If I'm making a clone, of course they'd be young.
Yeah. Okay, so so a bunch of clones live in an isolated compound. They don't know they're clones, by the way, and they're and they live in this compound under the assumption that the entire world outside is destroyed. Okay, so they live in there. They're all fancy stuff. However, there's only one place in the outside world that is not destroyed, known as the island, Paddle Drop, in which every week one clone gets to be sent to the island, and once they can spend the rest of the days lounging on the beach or whatever they do. Ooh, yeah, that's the island. Yeah. Unfortunately for them, it turns out the island is not real. The island is just an excuse. Kind of like how you say, it's kind of like how your mom tells you you're taking your dog to a farm where they can frolic. It turns out the island is really a place where they can dissect their clones and harvest their organs for their rich celebrity counterparts.
Spoilers for my dog.
They just remake Animal Farm.
I guess.
Was it Animal Farm a remake of the Russian Revolution?
So what?
They remade the Russian Revolution. It sounds like an interesting movie that anyone besides Michael Bay should have right?
Yeah, I do.
This is an Abrams film.
Wait,
We should have given it
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, apparently the premise is that really the world's not destroyed. In reality, the world is kind of how like our world right now. But all these clones are there to exist. So when are owned by rich celebrities, so when a celebrity like needs a heart transplant or whatever, or just needs a brain, I guess they can call one of their clones in for spare parts.
You can't convince me Jeff Bezos doesn't do this.
Like, go number one. I always said, like, can we discount this of not existing? Because how the hell do we know?
I will say we are actually working on growing organs. Not necessarily the cloning part of like full-on clones that we just butcher, but like we've grown an ear in a petri dish.
Okay, there's one thing I do wonder about the movie. Is like I get the idea of like creating clones and counterparts to use for organ harvesting, but why do if they're just clones just to be disposed of, why do we have them like frolicking, like taking so much resources? Like they have like some of the best food, some of the best of resources.
So the organs are nourished and the people aren't stressed, which will stress the.
Nobody wants slave organs.
Yeah, jeez.
I think that does.
I think it would be simpler just to put them in a chemically induced coma and then just leave them.
Yeah. Like
And also, if you're gonna transplant the brain, you're gonna get their memories from
But would chemically inducing everyone in coma cost more resources?
I think it was actually
Like
a
the
plot
machine
point
defined-
that the clones couldn't survive unless they actually lived lives for some reason.
What a plot point! That's so dumb.
Movie one time and I blocked it out of my memory, but I distinctly remember they justified it with, for some reason, they just died. I don't know.
That's so dumb. Like I guess they wanted to justify like the whole lie and stuff. Also, by the way, the whole thing like when they find out they're clones and that the outside world's not there, you think that would be a good plot twist and stuff, but they actually tell you that in the first trailer for the movie. for the movie. Yeah, and then when you go see the movie, they try to keep it suspenseful and a secret. I was like, why bother doing that if you told us in the trailer?
I feel like if they were supplying like the world's organs, I think more than one clone would win the lottery. I feel like it would be like the entire.
Well, no, it's
How do you know?
okay. So no, it's only okay. So the clones are only for the rich people. It's like all the clones are clones of rich people, and stuff, and that's why they can afford clones. And whatever.
Yeah, this definitely happened today. Right?
Sure.
You can't deny it.
Also, they would have to age a lot faster to be of any use. Unless every
I guess.
celebrity that is born.
They really don't explain the science a lot.
Also, if one is taking every week, an operation can't take more than a week. So how do they have a warehouse full of clones being operated on at the same time?
The point is sorry. All right. So yeah. So basically, we're farming clones and taking their organs. Unfortunately, the clones don't agree with us. And so an event I call the attack of the clones happened, in which the clones rebel and escape their compounds to join us in society. I think some of the clones also kill their counterparts to take their place too. don't think about it. The clones are free and happy now. And by the way, the title of Attack of the Clones for this fits more better because Ewan McGregor's in this movie. So
They're all wearing white too, so.
Honestly, this movie should be called Attack of the Clones. It would have made a lot more sense than Star Wars Episode 2 being called Attack of the Clones.
So wait, later this year, at some point, a bunker is going to open and out will pour multiple hot people.
I would like to find this bunker.
Yes, a bunch of hot people dressed in white. White, I guess.
We'll never see that.
Just a little bit wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this movie was basically a shameless knockout off of Logan's Run. Along with
When did it come out?
What?
When did it come out?
This movie came out around 2005.
And they said 2019 exactly.
They said 2019, yes.
Okay. We're growing and 3D printing organs. I mean,
So yeah, if we're being real though, I guess we are making progress in terms of like trying to create cloning of like organs. Like obviously not making full-on clones, but it's like we're making some progress. Yes.
So you surpassed it basically, think about it, because their assumption that they were working on was like you needed a full human to get the organs, and we were just like, no, we could just grow the organs individually. So we did better than them.
We also
Shit, you're right.
it's just against the law.
Yeah.
It's ethical.
And we're not great at it.
Yeah.
We called a lot of sheep.
Yeah, but remember how many sheep said so?
Those sheep,
Okay.
Well, the dog lasted a decent amount.
actually really cool horses.
Cloning. So,
We're really good at cloning bananas.
so also apparently towards the island, kind of, Transformers are also going to be there. Kind of.
What?
Okay, so if you don't know, in like the first Transformers movie, during one sequence of the movie, Michael Bay reused shots from the island and just edited Transformers into it. Like this is like a car being destroyed in the island, and this is a Transformer just being added on top of it for Transformers 3.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I don't know, like, I guess he just really liked that one explosion and he just wanted to use it again. But it's like, but that's not the only shot he reused. Like, he reused other shots from the island in Transformers 3. And actually, he even reused, like, I think he even reused, like, movies from Transformers, like, 2 and Transformers 2 and 3 and whatever. Like, I don't know, Michael Bay's pretty lazy. So, yeah. So, I guess if you want to take this connection to a sense, Transformers could exist. So, what? Oh wait, that's a good point. I know Transformers 3 was set in 2012. This movie set in 2019. So, who knows? Yeah. Oh. And well, okay. At least Bumblebee was pretty good, or at least average. Who would have thought all it took to make a good Transformers movie is not have Michael Bay involved? All right, so now we move on to The Running Man, and which is it an adaptation? What? The Running Man is an adaptation of a Stephen King book that probably took. When I say adaptation, I say it very loosely. Like you kind of look at what Stephen King books like. Oh hey, a game show about a deaf game show. Okay, cool. And then they stopped reading the rest of the book. And this added Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. So, according to The Running Man, in the future of 2019, the United States will become a totalitarian state with the entertainment industry having somehow conglomerated into our government, which honestly sounds kind of ridiculous, and I can't imagine anything happening like that right now.
Is this based on we talked about the book or the movie?
Movie.
This is a movie.
In the okay, Eamon didn't get the year right. In the book, it was set in 2025. Movie, they just said 2019. Like, yeah, it's like when I say based on Running Man, it's only like just the title and the fact that there's a game show called Running Man. Everything else is kind of like typical Arnie Schwarzenegger action piece.
This movie is the worst one-liner of all time in it too.
Which one?
So there's like this dude named Sub-Zero.
Oh, I know what you're referring to.
He was like a razor blade on his hockey stick, and Arnold Schwarzenegger kills him.
Are you talking about
that guy? That guy! He looks at the camera and he goes, you see Sub-Zero? Now just plain zero. So bad.
That doesn't even make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Also, Jesse Ventura is in this movie, and so it's another movie that has 2 future governors starring in it.
That is true.
Yes, it is.
Also, Running Man takes place in California too, which ends up being the state that Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up being governor for. So yeah. So in the future, apparently people are like, you know what? We're not happy being in a totalitarian state. We're upset about it, and the government's like, you know what? You're right. How about to make up for it? How about we have death games in which we see a bunch of people being executed for your entertainment? You're still not going to have any rights, and but hey, death games. He's like, okay. So apparently, watching other people kill each other on screen is able to pacify people from like having basic needs of food and water. What? Fair enough.
American football is just watching people kill each other. It's on a longer scale. So they have inoperable brain damage in the 50s. You know.
So one of the most popular games that introduced in the Running Man is, well, the Running Man, in which a bunch of convicts are taken into a gladiatorial arena in which they are hunted by gladiators called runners, like these 2 guys, Sub-Zero and I forgot what this guy is, Wire Man. I don't know why they thought it was terrifying, but anyways, so with convicts will compete in a game called Running Man, in which if they win, then they get their freedom and stuff, and if they lose, well, they die. It's usually the latter.
Either die or win your freedom in a jail of a country.
Pretty much. But so and apparently, like I said, society is loving the Running Man. They're like really taking it in, like, yeah, we love seeing people who fight in brutal death battles. Oh, there's nothing ethically wrong with that. That is until Arnold Schwarzenegger joins in. Apparently, all it took was the future governor of California to join the Running Man for people to realize, you know what? Maybe forcing people to fight for their lives in a death game is not the most nice thing we can do. So yeah. So Arnold Schwarzenegger competes in the Running Man, and he's sentenced to the Running Man in the first place because he's falsely accused of shooting a bunch of like protesters, because apparently not everyone's like okay with having their rights taken away in exchange for a game show. Yeah.
So what happens is he's a cop, and he's like in an attack helicopter going to like bomb some civilians.
Yeah, exactly.
And he refuses to kill them, so a different helicopter kills them, and they frame him for it and sentence him to die in the Running Man. So he's like the one ethical dude. So that's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's not true. He was kind of
What? So yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger joins in. He kills a bunch of guys, makes a bunch of times. Yeah, the split. And apparently, eventually, yeah, as people watching me are like, you know what? This overly Jackman is right. Death games are not fun. Let's rebel against the government again. And so the Running Man ends, and I'm assuming everything gets a happy ending. I don't know. The movie kind of just ends after the guy who runs the Running Man dies. Like, we really don't know what happens to the rest of the world. Also, side note, Hawaii is no longer going to be part of the United States. That's just something to note, which means sometime this year, I'm no longer going to be a U.S. resident. Oh, well.
Hawaii?
What?
You were born in Hawaii?
Yeah, I was born in Hawaii. I'm not Hawaiian, but it's like.
Think that'd be better for Hawaii?
Fair enough. At this point, yes.
I mean, I imagine you'd be grandfathered in.
What?
I don't think you'd be like that.
Yeah, squatter citizenship.
Okay. All right, so this is the only video game we have on today's mission. A game called Outrun 2019, which basically just predicts in the future we're going to have rocket-powered car races as a sport. That's real. So the game was kind of like an F-Zero for the Sega CD. I don't know if it was good or not. Maybe. I don't know because no one played the Sega CD. So, and how the race works in Outrun is that you go for a series of racetracks at 4 total, each across the globe, and each one is harder, like video games where it gets more difficult as it goes on. While the speed in Rocket Power has different speed, maximum speed you're from. In Japan, they can go up to 211 miles per hour or so. Europe is 423 miles per hour, and USA is like 682 miles per hour. Which, if they're having a race, it's kind of unfair. It's like you have like 211 miles per hour compared to 600 or something miles per hour.
211 is very slow for a rocket powered car. Like our cars today can go that without rockets.
Yeah.
It's faster than that without rockets.
It's a weak rocket.
I guess.
Like we had the car making sound barrier.
I don't know. It's weird. I would imagine Japan would have like the more powerful rockets than I don't know, Europe or even us. And another thing that makes the races a bit unique than normal car races, besides the fact that they're rocket powered, is that apparently as the races go on, the roads actually diverge into 3 different routes in which the driver has an option to choose either 3 routes, and I'm not knowing which one's the faster route. So like one can be a shortcut, one can be an extra long route to the finish line, while one, I don't know, but it's like it's a matter of choice in terms of like where we turn to as they're racing against each other. Yeah.
So we don't have rocket powered car races, but we do have rocket powered semi truck drag races.
That's close.
I'll give it.
Those a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, rocket powered races. So by the way, I should have given a warning. A lot of the movies I'm going to be putting on this list, you're never gonna heard of. Like there's a good amount of B-list sci-fi movies used on this list. Heat Seekers is one of them. According to Heat Seekers, in the future, kickboxing will become the most popular sport, right? And the kickboxers, of course, are cyborgs. Unfortunately, you can't tell they're cyborgs because they literally do nothing. All they do is kick. Like they don't have anything like cyborgy. Like I don't even think they have enhanced strength. I think it's just like they're cyborgs, but that's it. They don't do anything else. But yeah, kickboxing is going to become a mainstream sport, and like almost any sports movie, is going to take itself way too seriously. And I have a trailer for Kickboxers right here to give you a good idea of what the future of the sport will look like.
It is a crucial time for our company. We need to pit our cyber enhancements against all the others in direct competition. The world stage for all to see. In the not too distant future, becoming the perfect athlete has become a science. You're confident you do have man you can please tell me? I don't think the word man even applies. This is Zal. Some men are made by men whose business is making a killing. I can honestly say the name of the man who did it. Now, what if a pure human was to compete? It would be the immediate event of all time. And some are born to be champions.
You get the idea. Also,
That looks amazing.
I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead, but I wouldn't. Also, I don't know why, but I forgot which guy here. This guy right here is like, he kind of reminds me of the guy from Neon Evangelion. I don't know, just like the shades. I don't know.
I see it.
I mean, I see why you're saying that, but I
It's
I couldn't help thinking of him as one of those failed attempts at a realistic Dr. Eggman. That thought crossed my mind, and now I can't unsee it.
Hey, we are getting a Sonic movie. Hey, we are getting a Sonic movie in 2019. So we're going to get a live action Dr. Eggman.
No, we've seen it.
Yeah. What?
We've seen him already.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He dated the guy with a mustache.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't Jim Carrey play Dr. Eggman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, you made this worse.
I can see it. It probably won't work, but I can see it is work.
All right. So probably the most recent movie I have on our slide, Geostorm. It came out a couple years ago. It was not good. According to Geostorm, we're going to be able to control the weather. So, in 2019, climate change will become so bad that we're going to have to resort to sending out a satellite up into space to shoot down a laser at us. But for some reason, that laser is able to stop hurricanes or like stop hailstorms and stuff. And everything's going to go A-OK for the next 3 years. Which in the year 2022, the satellite will malfunction and kill millions through rampant storms. But hey, that's a 2022 problem, so we're not there yet.
I thought RT already had that.
Exactly. Oh, so RT is ahead of the curve. We already have our own weather machine.
So impressive.
Too bad. Too bad Munson just uses it to make it constantly snow. Okay. Wait, I can't say anything bad about RT. I go here.
Like buildings like melt.
What? Okay, good.
Doesn't like the weather melt buildings?
What?
Like in this movie, like not even like the laser melts buildings, like the weather it creates melts buildings.
Oh.
Doesn't it?
That's it?
I think so. Or at least like has them burst into flames.
Literally, only thing I remember is that was really watching hurricane.
I know, like that's gonna be too hot for Earth to actually.
Look, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I didn't see this movie. I bet like most of you didn't see this movie.
I kind of went into for the obscure, like, just this curiosity, but I decided.
So yeah. So on the bright side, at least we'll be able to have like no more hurricanes for the next 3 years or so because of the magic satellite. And which then the magic satellite will then kill a lot of us. All right. Next, we have another trailer for another B-list movie called 2019 After the Fall of New York. This was a movie. This was a B-list movie made in the 1980s in Italy, and it's about as 80s as it can get. And it's a search of
New York, civilization thrown into chaos. Mankind will prevail if it can survive the year 2019. The future depends on one man, and the odds are against him.
Every city hall or
What?
So if just New York falls, why is the whole world is like crazy?
Maybe it's like dominoes.
Everything else is normal.
Well, no. I'm gonna get there.
Oh
So yes, technically, so in the movie, the entire world is destroyed by nuclear war. It's just the movie is set in New York. So that's why. What?
I mean, I was there like a few weeks ago. It's pretty fun. That's what I'm thinking of Florida. Normal for New York, yeah.
So yeah, so in 2019, due to nuclear war, most of the world will be destroyed, while also due to the resulting radiation, a lot of humans will no longer be able to procreate. So.
The radiation result in cats being able to shoot laser beams out of their mouth.
I want to be surprised.
Thank you.
So that's the same universe as Richard Nuts?
I hope so. No.
I mean,
It's unrealistic. He's holding a gun. You don't need guns, you have cats.
I mean, this movie has like a climate scene to the future.
Yeah, but how do you reload a cat?
You take it like
It
this.
depends on the version, because there is that game out where you just need to pet the cat and the cat reloads, but sometimes you need to feed it.
or shotgun at a cockpit.
I mean, sometimes bubble goes that way. But there are a lot of types of gas.
Yeah, and I bet with the fluffy ones, you gotta wait until you, I don't know, shave it and wait till the storage goes.
So yeah, unfortunately, so in 2019, humanity is kind of having a problem of not being able to continue populating itself due to like the lack of procreation. And while like New York will continue to fall under the control of savages, is conducting cruel human experimentations. It's kind of like New York is already being ruled by savages, so it's like not much of a difference, except for maybe like human experimentations. Oh, what?
So wait.
Yeah, you're right.
Who are you referring to as the savages in our reality?
What?
Who are you referring to the savages in our reality?
Trump.
New York.
Well,
City.
It's not in New York though.
Government.
I mean, if you've ever been in New York City, it's not a pleasant place.
What are you talking about? It's perfectly fine.
I will throw him
right now. New York can be a magical place. You just heard.
No, it's doing better than some of the other ones.
Fair enough, it could be Los Angeles.
Brooklyn has been gentrified.
Every city is terrible.
All right.
Look, I judge based on pizza, so.
That's fair.
I beat that up from New Haven. What are you? What? You're trying to tell me New Haven
Pizza is better than New York pizza.
Where even is that?
You scared off Noah.
I'm never telling you that. I'm gonna tell Cameron to never come to another store.
He's already never coming back to another store meeting. So, however, there is hope for humanity. Because a group of survivors are being sent to New York to rescue a woman who is mysteriously still fertile.
So the children of men took this movie off?
I guess. This movie was released before Children of Men. So yeah, this was like basically Children of Men before Children of Men like was a movie.
So Children of Men had a weird baby with Escape from New York.
Yeah, it was like think Children of Men, but like 80s action with mullets, hair, lasers. There's a
with Final Fight.
yeah, a lot of this movie was I don't know. Oh yeah, and as I mentioned, there's a clown that didn't tell the future in this movie. I don't know why, but we thought we would have it in 2019. I guess we do.
I mean, it particles.
Yeah, does Pennywise see into the future?
I don't know.
I mean, the clown looks just as terrifying. Like, why does he have an eyeball on his head?
To see into your future.
I'll see third eye.
What? Damn it.
Alrighty. So,
Another B-list movie. America will become a wasteland, which is nothing really new in terms of sci-fi, but this movie. So yeah, The New Barbarians is another Italian sci-fi movie, kind of a knockoff of many other movies like Mad Max, and produces one of the longest trailers I've ever seen for a movie.
how long?
About like 3 minutes or so. It's like, and he dropped the title like 3 times. Like, I probably won't play the entire trailer for you, but here. Oh, you got. Wait, where did it go?
That is a fun-looking car.
I want that car.
Basically, the Polo.
It is. It's the
At the beginning of the 21st century, the nuclear holocaust had come to pass, and civilization vanished. It was a time of chaos and violence, until one day there appeared the New Barbarians. the new barbarian.
The trailer's not over. This is the middle of it. This is in the middle of the trailer. We're not gonna watch this whole trailer.
Okay, my question is, who's the new barbarians? Because you got the barbarian-looking guys.
They never,
the hazmat.
they really never specify who the new barbarians are.
I mean, the hazmat.
This movie's also, the movie shares a second title too. It's called The Warriors of the Wasteland in the U.S. Technically, New Barbarians was the title they gave in Italy or whatever. Don't know why they changed the title. Oh, but it can't be. It's not as bad as the title change for like Live, Die, Repeat.
I mean, I think Warriors Wasteland is better.
What?
Warriors of the Wasteland is almost better because.
I mean, they're both very generic titles for a very generic looking movie. So yeah. So according to the movie, as a result of nuclear war, shocker, the world will become a wasteland. In which, and amongst the wasteland, an evil group known as the Templars will attempt to kill everyone. I don't know why they want to kill everyone, they just do.
They're the Templars. That's yeah.
However, a former Templar named Scorpion, that's his name, will stop the Templars because, I don't know. Oh.
You sure he's not a man of the creed?
I was gonna say, like, this story was like, this is technically like Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed.
But also after.
Fair enough. So yeah. Also, we'll start be driving scary buggies.
That's what they're called?
That's what I'm calling them.
That's accurate. Okay.
Got a chopper on the side.
Yeah, for a second I thought it was just deploying a drone, and then I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's like.
That's
Also,
so
like,
much worse.
Also, my blade, that's not enough, like, to chop someone. Like, yes, it will hurt them. It's like, I don't think it'll like, it's a pretty small blade.
It does seem flimsy, fine.
Yeah, like, you'll probably do more damage if you just hit it with the front of your car.
Especially with the shapes of these cars, like. Anyways.
So, yeah. So, according to the movie in 2019, it's going to be a wasteland in which it's these guys in, like, stormtrooper uniform, but not as cool. What? Oh, yeah. Well, so we'll go around killing people for whatever, and then a man's going to try to stop them. I don't know. This movie is, like, very... You got the impression already. Oh, boy, another one. So, yeah, another post-apocalyptic... This one, technically, this is a 90s movie, but still have the same qualities as the 80s. Society has returned to the Old West frontier, according to the movie Steel Frontier. This is a very short trailer. Or not short, actually, no, it's 2 minutes. Okay.
It seems that you have an entirely wrong idea of me. Hell, I ain't looking for trouble.
He is the gunfighter they call Yuma, and he's making his living one dead man at a time. In the Steel Frontier. Now, through the radioactive wasteland, and with single-minded purpose, he comes in search of one man.
You are the presence of General J. W. Quantrell of the United Regime.
One law, one order. He is one of the few who survived the fall of our world. And now he's out to control what's left of the human race.
The settlement of New Hope is now under the jurisdiction of the United Regime.
It is here Yuma will find him. And the truth. Wanna run with the pack? Gotta be one of the dogs.
I believe I found what I'm looking for.
He learns there is more to life than death. And his fight is far from over.
I'm telling you, the candy is here.
But it's never too late for mercy. And that saving one innocent life for free is worth more than making a fortune, killing the ones that need killing. Who are you, mister? He's the one bringing firebrand justice to the steel frontier.
I'll see you next time, Mr. Human.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, honestly, there's really not much I can say about this movie. It was basically just a Mad Max ripoff of, like, I guess it was some cowboy mix and Jared Leto. That wasn't Jared Leto. He just looks a lot like Jared Leto. So, there's not really much I can say about this movie. Yeah. So, all right, this is gonna be the last trailer I'm showing. Somebody has loud. So, according to a movie called Daybreakers, in the future of 2019, most of the world will be ruled by vampires.
2010.
I've seen this movie. It's actually not
I've seen
bad.
bits anyway.
In the year 2019, most of the population has become vampires. Remaining humans are farmed for blood. We're talking about the extinction of the human race.
We need your help.
We're an endangered species. It's time we changed all that. Who are you? We're the folks with the crossbows.
They could kill you.
I'm already dead. Humanity will vanish as soon as the blood. So there isn't a single drop left.
Can anyone hear me? They found us. They're everywhere.
I found the cure. I can send you back. What's the Daybreakers. Rated R. Theaters January 8th.
I actually remember when this came out, and I remember hearing it was actually really good.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll give him that. I'll give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's passable.
Have you actually saw the movie?
I have, yeah.
Wow.
So, not to spoil it. Spoiler alert.
Go ahead. I'm spoiling the movie.
So, the cure for vampirism turns out to be blood of vampires. Not joking. Yeah, and there's a scene where a bunch of SWAT vampires, they kill one of their own, turn back into humans, and then start eating each other, turning back into humans. This is a chain of eating each other. Yeah. Lots of people die.
Why not just eat one of the guys? There's plenty of blood in
Because
that
it's
one
so
guy.
crazy. They smell human blood and they're like, I haven't had human blood.
They're all basically starving, and the longer you go without eating, the more deformed you start to look.
Yeah.
And then the less you can like
control your
urges. Yeah.
All right, so in the future, vampires will make up of, when I say future, I mean future of today. Vampires will make up most of the population. This is due to a plague, where most of the human race will become vampires. Yeah, due to some disease that everyone becomes vampires. I don't know why. Not really. Is it vampirism? Yeah, and also most of the world, and also according to the movie at the very least, most of the world is going to become all bleak and dark and gloomy. And I'm not even saying that because of it's always like
Yeah,
this
they're not
color.
exactly into sunlight.
They're all sealed. They're always sealed in buildings until the night comes. They really seal themselves in their cars. They're all.
And they have like blackout mirrors.
Yeah.
So gloomy. So yeah, while vampires roam, make up the most bigger population, because most of the population is vampires, there's not a lot of humans anymore, and so that means human blood becomes sparse. So instead, this movie takes kind of like a cue from The Island and sentences these humans to a happy farm in which they harvest their blood, at least until we find like a synthetic blood to make up for the lack of humans in the world. And this is what the farm looks like. It's all happy like. Well, vampires, unfortunately, however, if the vampire is unable to quench their thirst for blood, then they become subsiders, which are feral, bat-like monsters. And probably the most scariest thing about these creatures is the poor CGI. So, yeah, so a lot of the world is bleak in this. And as you said, there is a cure for vampirism that is discovered in this movie. Actually, there's 2 cures. The only way to end up curing a vampire is to have them either A, burn in sunlight for a certain amount of time, or B, drink the blood of a former vampire. Bears.
So are they cured by burning in sunlight, or do they just die?
Okay, no, yes, they generally die in sunlight, die in a very CGI fire, mind you. However, in the movie, it's like, if you stand in the sunlight a certain amount of time and get out and stop the burning, then you're cured.
Not too long, not too.
Yeah, basically, they expose them to sunlight and then basically towel them off and then repeatedly do that in like short bursts, and then you're eventually cured.
I don't know how that's like works. Like, aren't vampires like undead? You can't really make somebody dead alive.
It depends on how they become vampires.
Well, it's like it said disease, so I guess so.
Depends on the writer. If it's a disease, then
I mean, that can be said about almost everything we're talking about. What can work depends on the writers.
Yeah. What else do we do with vampires?
Yeah, but the scene where all the police vampires eating each other is actually like pretty awesome.
Oh.
So, like it is go crazy with it.
I'm just looking at this like burning scene, and this is like, God, CGI. All right, so I think we have enough to talk about B-list sci-fi movies. We're gonna end it up with a sci-fi movie that I'm assuming most of you have heard of, Akira. According to Akira, Tokyo will become Neo Tokyo. The result of which is because Tokyo was destroyed in the 1980s due to World War III and a nuclear bomb. It takes them up to about 30 years or so till they rebuilt Tokyo to Neo Tokyo. Oh, and like yeah, and exactly, Neo Tokyo 2019 is actually when Neo Tokyo is finished building. So yeah, and however, it's not a pretty place to live in. Like kind of like similar to The Running Man, there's a totalitarian government or whatever working behind the scenes, and there's some people doing human experimentations, while on the streets are biker gangs and really awesome bikes. Yeah, like that bike right there. It looks so rad and stuff. Yeah, why don't we have bikes like those? What?
Yeah, it's expensive, so.
Damn pricing. Anyway, so yeah, Neo Tokyo is not the best place to live in. And at the same time, the government will also be government is secretly performing experiments on children who have psychic powers known as espers, which is committed underneath an Olympic stadium that is being built in Japan for the 2020 Olympics. Which, fun fact, the 2020 Olympics is actually going to be taking place in Tokyo next year. So that's food for thought. So the government performs a bunch of experiments on these children, and children aren't happy. Honestly, I'm probably not the best person to describe this movie because this movie's like way too whack and weird. And it ends up with Neo Tokyo being destroyed after they spent 30 years rebuilding it. I mean, they also went to a parallel world.
A lot of weird things happen at the end. Not much for sure.
Yes. Also, like, doesn't Akira like the set turn into like a fleshy monster at some point? Or
That's not Akira, but
I forget who. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. All right.
Just remember Tetsuo and Connie just shouting at each other in this kind of.
So yeah. So if anything, with enough work, you can rebuild what was lost and then immediately lose it again. That's the message at least I got from Akira.
It's not true, because after all, look at any of the movies with Godzilla, because that happens on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, true. Tokyo being destroyed is not something new. Like they've went for like several kaiju monsters. Gundams, I guess, destroyed Tokyo at some point. What?
Angels destroyed.
Oh, all right.
Tokyo
Angels
twice.
What year did they even take place again?
I think it was 22 years ago.
20. Okay.
Might have been longer ago.
You think okay? So what do you think was worse? All of us turning into Tang or being caught in that explosion?
I mean, I like Tang, but I'm good like that.
I don't like Tang. It's nasty.
I mean, that's just like your opinion now.
You're not wrong. And with that, so in summary, according to science fiction, 2019 is gonna suck. I'm sorry. But if you really look back at it, like
vampires.
What? Yeah. I'm sorry, but if we're looking back at like everything we've covered, there's not a lot of good things that's going to happen according to science fiction. We have totalitarian governments, dystopian cities, end of world, Tokyo blowing up, vampires. It's not a happy time. Well, hey, look at the bright side. We still have Avengers Endgame to look forward to.
Yeah. I like the idea of like looking at this like a biblical plague. It's like first you have the death of Batman, and like then you have the bunker opening with the clones, and then you have the totalitarian government, and then you have the vampires to finish this off.
I tried my best to like try to put it in order of what I think would happen if this was all. If for some reason if this was all happening in 2019, what order would it be?
Well, you'd probably have a vampire win the Running Man. That's why he won, because he's a vampire. And then he establishes a vampire.
Are you saying Arnold Schwarzenegger's a vampire?
Yeah, he gets straight.
He's very strong.
Keanu Reeves is a vampire, but that's been known for years.
He's like the one non-ginger who is almost albino.
So yeah, so there's really nothing really to be happy. Like none of these movies have ever thought like, you know what, 2019 might be a happy time. We might be holding hands and singing under rainbows and.
Well, when the White House becomes white and not orange again, maybe that'll happen.
Oof. So yeah, that wraps it up for 2019 mission. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be having a Nintendo themed mission in another 2 weeks. Not next week because it's Martin Luther King Day. Yeah, so thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great new year and not die by vampires or climate change. Yes, that's the scariest of all.
Can I make this Cyberpunk dystopia if I want to?
No.
Only if you believe in yourself.
What I'm worrying is that we should get recyclable states.